Crossplay episode 11 is good to go, and we've got some heavy subjects to talk about this week. The Crossplay podcast brings you the greatest collaborative podcast between PSLS and Game Revolution writers, crossing boundaries of game preferences and even platforms, unlike certain consoles we won't mention here. This week, we're talking about the ArenaNet firings and whether they were justified. In any respect, we all agree that the toxic community is the worst part of that whole situation. We also discuss protecting kids in online games before finally getting into the topics of actual news about games themselves. The Crossplay podcast sees worlds collide as PlayStation Lifestyle and our sister site Game Revolution come together to talk about what we all do best, games. In the 11th episode, we talk about the new Spider-Man game not featuring any other heroes, how Bethesda will keep porting Skyrim as long as people will keep buying it, and how well the Ratchet & Clank film tie-in game did. There are a bunch more topics we cover, and a new section where we talk about what we're watching and playing. This is the next episode in a weekly podcast series for PSLS and GR readers, and now listeners, with every new episode coming to you right here on PSLS every Wednesday. Isn't it a fun guess game to see whether or not we're going to get these out on the days we say? We are always looking for more questions from our readers to answer in each episode, so if there's something you wanted to ask us, then sound off in the comments section below. Seriously. Please ask us some questions or provide topics to discuss so we don't awkwardly bring up that segment every time. We're planning on giving away some games and prizes for featured comments. If you've missed any episodes, listen to the full history of the Crossplay podcast right here. In the next episode, we'll cover even more great gaming news topics and discussions. This episode of the Crossplay podcast features PSLS Editor-in-Chief Cameron Teague and Senior Editor Chandler Wood, joined by GR's Executive Editor Paul Tamburo and Lead Editor Jason Faulkner, with us covering the biggest releases of the past couple of weeks along with the biggest gaming news. Listen to the podcast with SoundCloud and YouTube below. Make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes. You can listen to the podcast below. Here's a SoundCloud link, aka a great excuse to listen to it for a second time. And here's a YouTube embed for all the people that love to listen to their podcasts using a video platform for some reason. What did you think of this episode of the Crossplay podcast? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you next week. Or, whenever we get the next one up.